Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like The Seen and the Unseen, hosted by Amit Verma, where he discusses topics related to economic policies and its impact on our society.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Well, what a day to have, what a Tuesday it was, right folks? It was amazing because both the teams, respectively Mohun Bagan and Bengaluru, tasted victory in the AFC Cup match. Bengaluru played away against Maziya, and Mohun Bagan hosted Abahani, both were a thriller matches. One which ended up, in one match we saw the result towards the end of it and a defender scoring it. A lot of drama happening towards the end. The other one also had drama because Mohun Bagan were trailing 1-0, and then after second half, by second half they were 1-1, and then they came back to win it 3-1 in great fashion. What a match. But let's first talk Bengaluru's game because that was the first match. In the studio I have Kevin joining me, and on Skype we have Chiranjeet. Well, Kevin, we start from you because you did the beloved TFG updates for Bengaluru match. So I would say I hated the way Bengaluru played. If this is what they're saying their priority is, I thought they would go all in. Tod ford machayenge. But they were missing the ball on their legs. I mean, I don't know how to phrase that. I don't know how to phrase a sentence of that. Like, they were like, you say na andhadhuni khilte na aisa. You don't know what you're not looking at the ball. You're not focused. I don't know what everybody was missing. Whenever I switched back to the match and I was doing something else, I saw people just missing and making a mess out of it. But then, yeah, at the end of the day, you rejoice because they got 3 points. Yeah?
It's all about getting the desired result. But yes, Bengaluru did not look the top class finishing missing over there. They did create a lot of chances, and to some extent I would feel bad for Maziya. They did get a couple of chances which were good chances.
Yeah, which kept everyone on the edge of their seat.
Had that gone in, it would have been a different game in the second half.
Yeah.
There was one instance where this striker, I'm not sure if he was striker, but Umair, he got the ball well ahead of the defence line, which Bengaluru were well beaten. The defence line was quite high.
Are you talking about the way he had one-on-one with Amrinder?
No, it wasn't one-on-one. It was quite far from even from the 16-yard box. But the timing of his run was excellent. He had just taken the ball on his first touch, and his second touch let him down. Yeah,
because he couldn't control the ball. I think when in the run, he just hit the ball.
For a moment, he himself must have thought he was offside.
Yeah.
So no, that could have been a difference.
Slowed him down, yeah.
But that timing of the run was excellent, and that was something that Bengaluru had to be wary of, because they played a really high line, and Maziya was not really in the game. It was all Bengaluru's for taking, but finishing again, haywire, not really up to the mark, and Djugovic in the end he got that pressing right. After he came on, he was playing more of a distractive role in the box. So so last minute it's always painful for the other team who loses, and is extreme emotion
that happened, and then Djugovic made good use of it, passing it back to even that could have missed, that could have been missed. Even he was not sure. He hit the ball with his whole body inside.
And also the reason I feel bad for Maziya, because they had a clear penalty denied. It was a handball. Right, the
same
ball.
Man, Johnson, who scored.
Yeah.
We could clearly see that even in the replay. His hand was way up there, and it was not an unintentional.
It was a definite penalty for me. Yeah. And the referee somehow, I found a few results going in the favour of Bengaluru FC. There were a lot rash fouls done by BFC players.
Yeah.
If I was a supporter of Maziya, I would really complain about that in my post-match interview or something. So, a little bit, a disappointing result for Maziya. But again, they are to blame again for those at least 1 or 2 chances that they missed themselves.
I think just to point out on rashes, yes, he is the captain. He's a national team captain, Bengaluru FC captain. But I know frustration gets to you, but he didn't have to react in that way because he literally pushed in the replay. We clearly saw he pushed him with both his hands with full force. And he tumbled on another player, which poor thing was, ended up behind.
No, so we've seen this side of Chetri only very lately.
Yeah.
He's not that kind of man who loses his cool very easily.
But on the pitch, if frustration gets to you, he loses it. He's growing old, you see. I hope you're not listening to this. But I think but my point was, if it was something else, if the referee was a little bit more harsh, that would have been a straight red.
No.
I mean, come on, he was his full. It was his
don't
whole
get
hands.
red for that. No.
Come on.
No.
Seriously.
No.
Well, Siranjit, your take on the penalty that Maziya missed?
Yeah, well, see, one of these days, when decisions go in favor of you, and we have seen Albert Roca complain, again and again that how unlucky he has been in terms of refereeing in I-League, and twice, I think, in AFC Cup, they have had referees giving favorable decisions towards them. It happened even against the Mohun Bagan game, and it has given them more or less 6 points. So they should be happy. Albert Roca will be smiling, year to year. But the way the match turned out, Bengaluru FC do look nothing like, their former self. The kind of game they played to get to the top of this AFC tournament. So. But then again, you have to understand that even last year, earlier in the tournament, they were not that good, and they were actually losing. So they were in a worse shape than this, and still they managed to get to the top. So their confidence seems to be off. Their timing was a little bit off as well. The loss to Mohun Bagan really shook them, I think. And suddenly they had to do the travel and take on this game. And it's pretty hot and humid out there, and they were playing in the afternoon. So everything the conditions were set up against them. Yet they went out, played, did what they had to do, and it's fair play if they make some harsh fouls. Okay, they're not playing, they're not having a cakewalk this season. Okay, and if the accumulated pressure and frustration of the entire season has got to Sunil Chhetri, that's also understandable. Once they start getting in a groove of wins, they will probably behave much better on the pitch and put up a much better performance.
Yeah, just to repeat what Chetri said in the interview when he said that we have been spoiled by winning titles. Yeah. So this is new for them that they are losing. So there's always a start.
Yeah, I think they don't behave well when they are being dominated or their flow is not there. They get frustrated and try to do anything to gain that flow back, and that's what we see from them. They try harsh fouls and just anything to sort of just disrupt the opponents. So they will do this. This is everything for them. They knew if they did not win, this would be a very dark patch in their AFC Cup campaign. They had to win this. Yeah, in order to have that advantage going, because they knew Mohun Bagan would likely win, and they did not want that neck-to-neck situation at this point. They needed to stay ahead of this team that just beat them 3-0. So they got lucky, and it sets us up, and because maybe on 17th May, when Mohun Bagan will host Bengaluru FC again, and they will go full force against each other. Maybe that is the game that will decide who progresses from this group and what a day it will be for Indian football.
Yeah, that would be called as the Clash of the Titans once again at a higher level. Now let's move on to talking about Mohun Bagan match, a crazy match. Though everybody was like, okay, they're not taking it seriously, and it looked like when they were down 1 goal when Abahani took the lead. But then again, we said it's home game. Mohun Bagan should make great advantage of it, make good use of it, and that's what we saw. 3 great goals from JJ, Balwant Singh and Sohail Norde, of course. I mean, it was a great match to come back and win 3-1 in great fashion. This also sets up probably the whole tone and the whole arena for the derby as well. You can say that way.
Yeah.
Because they're in good shape. And JJ has got his touch back. Balwant is still in the flow. Sonny is always in the flow. So, it's a crazy one.
This is special. Yeah. This is special. I have not seen this team play like this in a very long time. Everybody is in top form.
Yeah.
Okay, and they sort of got dominated early on because Raju Gaikwad has come in. He's still just getting back his groove after a long injury spell. They were resting Pritam Kotal. And the defense was still shaky, so that's what was happening earlier on, and Abahani tried to start full force basically. They were using their speed like crazy early on to just gain that advantage, and that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to get that early goal and then try to defend and get hold of the win there. So that's what you saw. They were making some really good use of the right wing, and got the goal from a move initiated through that. But the moment Mohun Bagan got a sense of things, and I think this happened when Abahani sort of reverted to their 5 defender plan. And sort of thought, okay, let's set this out. And this was happening towards the end of the first half.
Okay.
And the match was not being shown anywhere. So I think a lot of people had only had our live updates to go through the updates of whatever was happening at the match. And I noticed it that the midfielders of Abahani were falling back faster than before. And I put this in the live updates that it looks like they want to see the first half out. Okay, and that was about 5-6 minutes in the before the halftime happened, and then Mohun Bagan start doing it. Okay, they used the extra bit of space they got from that kind of attitude in the midfield. They pressed and got the first goal, and that happened at the death of first half. 45+1, I think. So that's when it all started falling into place. They went back in the dressing room at halftime on level with a weight off their shoulder, and they could see that yes, we can still do this. The second half they came out, it was brutal.
Yeah.
It actually looked like a decimation, a proper massacre. What flow from Sonny Nodi! Like the guy was everywhere. He was sometimes he was playing the right winger, sometimes he was playing the number 10. Like nothing, there was nothing stopping him. He was moving all over the place. Sonny Node, oh my goodness, the guy was being guarded at some points by 4 people. You could just literally see. There's Sonny Node on the left flank, and there's 4 people literally blocking his path from every direction, and he would still go through. It was some mad dribbling skills that he was showing, and the way the second goal came, amazing. Yeah, and freaking just awesome. The way Katsumi created it and Sony set it up, Balwant scored. What a combination! Yeah, and from there it was no looking back. And the third goal was another brilliant goal. Like I think Balwant set it up and Sony laid it up. He scored. So it was like suddenly everybody is firing full throttle, and Sanjay Sen was asked about this, like, what do you think will be your attacking lineup in the derby? And he's like, what do I do? JJ has scored.
Yeah.
He scored against Bengaluru FC. Duffy scored. Balwant also scored today. Although Balwant was having trouble, early on he was being trapped by a high Abahani defensive line. Okay, time and again he was getting the balls, and that was also another problem. The defenders low in confidence were simply playing long balls to the attack, and everybody was targeting Balwant, and Balwant was repeatedly getting caught offside. So that was a problem for him. But the moment they moved back and assumed that more defensive posture, Balwant was all over them. And he got that goal as well. So he's saying in the last few matches, 5 people have scored.
Yeah.
Sony has scored, Katsumi has scored, Balwant has scored, Duffy has scored,
JJ
and
has
JJ has scored. So who are you going to play?
Yeah.
Like, who are you going to bench and who are you going to use? It's this sweet problem that he has, and this was, if this was a trailer for Derby, and because some journalist sort of asked this question in the post-match press conference, that is this the beginning of the eastern region of Bengal massacre week or something like that, because Abahani is from Bangladesh and East Bengal has a Bangladeshi migrant identity. So that everybody was like saying, this was the trailer for the Derby, and if this was the case, and Mohun Bagan were resting Prannoy, they were resting some very important components of their full strength. Okay, the midfield was not nearly as assertive as they would be if they had everybody in there. Sehnaz, Prannoy, and Katsumi. Imagine that midfield.
Yep.
Everybody together. Imagine the kind of defense there would be if Pritam Kotal, Kingshuk, Eduardo, and somebody else, and Shobik maybe, or Raju. Shobik and Raju will have a tough battle for a place in the starting lineup. Imagine that full strength Mohun Bagan side. This was an announcement that yes, we are coming for the I-League title. And they could not have done it better. And even better was the fact that when they got that first goal, when they got scored against, they did not buckle down. They kept fighting. That was a brilliant display of attitude, and that's what you need, because Mohun Bagan will be playing under pressure. Because the match is in Siliguri. Probably 70%, 80% of the fans in the stadium will be supporting East Bengal. So that's how it's going to be. And they have some very tough matches coming up in Shillong and Aizawl. Yeah. So this was a proper, this was an assertion of intent, and this gives me hope, I guess. I don't want to go overboard about this. Obviously, Abahani was not as good as.
So it's okay.
No. Well, Abahani is not as good as neither East Bengal nor Aizawl nor Shillong. They lost to Maziya 2-0 at home. So, but they were not in their best shape, and that's what their coach was saying afterwards. And I asked him what's the problem? It was our league starts in July, and we don't have proper tournaments at this time of the year. Even the friendlies are not good because the clubs are not in full operation in Bangladesh. Yeah. So they are playing AFC Cup to AFC Cup game with very little match practice in between. And this is basically pre-season for them. They have only signed 2 foreigners. So all that adds up to this major lack of preparation for them. So anybody, it's not like anybody gave them a chance, but they are not in their best fighting shape yet. Yeah. So in that way, Mohun Bagan dominating their defense is not the biggest news of all time, but it gives you an idea. East Bengal will be much more tough, their defense. But you can see exactly how they try to do it.
I think the Derby is just 3-4 days away. We'll keep it to that. Probably we'll talk on Friday extensively about this. We shall content for now. It was an amazing match. Let's hold on to that. And Kevin, your quick thoughts on the match?
I think these games are not being shown on TV. It's really bad. I just saw the highlights. Each of the 4 goals that we've seen, even the goal that Abahani scored, was excellent. Being under pressure in front of your home crowd, conceding early is not easy. Mohun Bagan did show their strength and what they're capable of. An excellent goal. I really feel like the goal against Myanmar that Chetri scored, that kind of a goal was, this was 3 times. We saw each of the goal being a team goal, and even Norde, that the one he scored, it was more like something like a gift for himself. he did all the hard work, and in the end, he gets something.
He gets a cherry on the cake. Like,
yes. But really, we hope the AFC matches are shown on TV.
Yeah, at least the home legs, the ones that are played in our own home ground.
Just two clubs are gone in.
Yeah. I mean, this is historic. We have never had two Indian clubs clashing against each other in an international scale like this before. Like, how many times do we see that? And Indian football fans are being deprived of a chance to see that.
Yes. Let's. I think this is a different topic altogether. We'll have our own rant session like every week we have. We will come back to this. We will not let this go. Just like we rant on Twitter, we shall rant on our show as well. Now, that's all, folks, for today. Hope you enjoyed the show and hope you enjoyed the matches. Yes, we missed it on TV, but let's go and watch the highlights. Or if you want to read all of them, there's full match video of Bengaluru versus Maziya on our website, thefangrass.com, and you'll still find the updates of the Mohun Bagan match as well. Follow the TFG football on Twitter. You can follow us as well. Talk to us. Do whatever you want to do on Twitter. Boza_Kevin, Chiranjit Toja, Sujil Matthew 94. Hit like, share, subscribe our YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon to get updates of our new episode. You can also listen to our show on Audioboom, SoundCloud, iTunes, and various other podcasting apps. Also download the IVM podcast app on Android and iOS. Have a great day, folks. Come back to us tomorrow. Cheers.
एक्सक्यूज मी भैया, एक्सक्यूज मी.
बोलिए मैडम.
मेन्यू में क्या है?
मेन्यू में सीन अनसीन है, पॉडकास्ट है, ऑन कोर्स है, साइरस है, मेड इन इंडिया, रीडिस्कवरी प्रोजेक्ट, एम्पावरिंग सीरीज, सेक्स वैक्स है, IVM लाइक्स है, सिंप्लीफाइड है, कीपिंग इट क्वियर है, थिंग्स एंड डेस्टिनेशंस है, माय नेबर सकरबर्ग है और द फैन गराज है. आपको क्या चाहिए?
एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे क्या?
रिपीट नहीं करता हम. आप जाओ IVMpodcast.com पे और सुनो ये सब, या फिर डाउनलोड करो उनका ऐप. सब आपकी उंगलियों पे.